Hello, you guys. Welcome. I am Danny Garola here with stampinthepinkbarn.com. I am coming to you to show you guys the alternatives to the Exploring in Color. This is May's Paper Pumpkin Kit. And you guys, oh my goodness, what a gorgeous kit this is. So hello, Rhea. Hello, Mom. Glad you guys could come in and join for this. Hello, Sheila. Yeah, this kit is absolutely gorgeous. Now, I have not seen that there is a refill for this kit yet. Hello, Peggy. But I did see that they still have some of the add-ons, which is the card bases that, let me see if I still have this pamphlet over here. Yes, the add-ons were the, you get 18 cards, 6 each of 3 designs. So it's the same cards that, well, no, it's not the same cards. These are all 3 different card bases because the card bases that come in the kit actually are a full front back scenery on them, and these are just the card fronts. But you get 18 of these cards in this add-on kit here, and you also get the coordinating envelopes with this. So this is a great little add-on to this. Again, I checked just recently. I actually have the Paper Pumpkin blog pulled up over on my computer, and there is no mention of a refill kit yet, but it is still kind of early for us to know if there's going to be a refill kit for this. But I just wanted to tell you guys really quick, if you are interested in joining my Paper Pumpkin subscription, I have a link in the description of this video that you can click on for the current Paper Pumpkin. The current Paper Pumpkin is the Welcome In Paper Pumpkin Kit. Now this runs through June 10th. Now this coordinates very, very well with the Countryside Inn Suite, which I will have some pretty exciting news about that kit when I go live on Monday. So I want to very much point this Paper Pumpkin Kit out to you guys. This is going to be 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, 9 coordinated envelopes. It's going to come with your Night of Navy Stampin' Spot, 1 photopolymer stamp set, and a coordinating Night of Navy embellishments, and a detailed vase and banner die cuts. Now, there is also an add-on for this Paper Pumpkin as well. I'm trying to remember where we put it. I know we just purchased it, and my mom just got it in on her order the other day. I was going to see if I could show you guys these little dies. Let me look and see if I can find them really quick. See where maybe she put those, because it would be kind of cool to show you guys, or maybe she can come in here and grab them for me since I know she's watching me live. Hello, Becky. Thank you so much for sharing. And so this little die set here will is in my store, and you get 3 dies for $6, and these coordinate with these stamp sets that are in this Welcome In Paper Pumpkin, and it will be able to cut out those little die images. So you have the little vase, and then you've got the little flower, and you've also got the little leaf as well. Hold on, let me see if I can get her. Hey, where are the little dies that, Mom? What? Where are those dies at? Oh, are you on the phone? Are you on the phone? Oh. Well, you don't have to run. It's not that big of a deal. I was just seeing if you had those little dies so I could show those.
They're right there.
Oh, I was just over there. Oh, see there? It was even on the same desk as me, you guys. Okay, so these are the, thank you. These are the 3 little dies that you get that coordinate with this paper pumpkin. Now this paper pumpkin, you will be charged on the 11th of June, and then they start shipping them normally on the 12th and the 13th. So you have the perfect ample amount of time to go ahead and get yourself these sets, and you can play with that. So yeah, those are the 3 dies. That's what they look like in real time, I guess you would say. I actually, when we were looking at this, my mom pointed out to me, so here's maybe another card idea for you guys. This almost looks like a fish bowl, and this leaf almost looks like a fish. Or you could use this as a fish bowl, and maybe this is part of the, I don't know, you guys can come up with some great ideas. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys those. So I will definitely be using those when I do next month's or the following month's paper pumpkin kit. So that is the welcome in. And so we are here today. I'm going to show you my alternatives to this paper pumpkin. So this is no longer available. This was the May's paper pumpkin kit. This is all about the new in colors of this year. And so this makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, but I am going to use it differently than what they have intended. Now, if you have this kit, I'm sure you probably are in awe with these cards. And I have kind of extended my kit out, and I will show you what I mean by that when we get into the alternatives. Now, just to let you know, each one of your kits will come with this 3-leaf pamphlet here to walk you through step by step on how to make each one of the cards. It also shows you the components that come in your kit, so you make sure you have everything. So this one comes with a spool of the linen thread. You also get a really cool little leaflet of stamps on there, or not stamps, stickers that I think are just adorable. And so it kind of just shows you what you get. And then right here, it also shows you some more alternatives that they have come up with. You have all of your coordinating colors down here that you can use with this. So it kind of just gives you an idea. If you want to make your own alternatives, you can kind of grab these other colors and pull them into your cards as well. All right, so let's get into what I am going to create with you. So I just brought myself over a scrap piece of white in case I want to do any stamping. Now I'm going to show you these stamps in real size because when you see them here, this doesn't really do them justice. This is a big set of stamps. So you can see it's about the size of my hand if I was to hold that in my hand. So those are fairly decent sized stamps. You get this little hiking boot, a little coffee cup, your little compass. And so it's just adorable. And then you get these great little sentiments. Life is meant for good friends and great adventures. It doesn't matter where you're going. It's who you have beside you. Cheers to another adventure and happy birthday. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started on the first card. So this first one that I am going to be sharing with you guys, this is called a picture window layout, I guess you would call it. So I am grabbing my copper clay. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm simply just gonna fold it and burnish it. Now this layout works really good for cards that have like a landscape or kind of flow in a certain direction. And you'll see what I mean when we do this. Oh no. Was I doing that with this? Actually, no, I'm not. Hold on a second. I need a white card base. That's what I need. I'm going to be cutting that up. So I need a card base that is basic white, and this is 8.5 by 5.5, and this is the thick basic white. So I actually need to bring my trimmer in, because if I was to try to fold this with it being the thick paper, it doesn't work all that great, because then it makes all these wrinkles in this. So I am going to actually score this at 4 1/4. Let's make sure this is the right size, because I just pulled it out of my mom's stash. And okay, yep, 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. Okay, perfect. Because I wouldn't want to make a goofy card base size, because then this wouldn't work all too great. Okay, so I am scoring that, and then we can get to work. Okay, there is my card base. And so what I decided to do is I took the card base with the tree and mountains on it. So in other words, let me show you my pamphlet here. I have taken this one right here, and I have cut it in half, and we are gonna cut this down. Now, you're gonna need 2 at 3 1/4 by 4. So I need to figure out where I'm gonna do this, because those are gonna be my sides of my window pane. And then my center is gonna be 1 by 4 1/4. So what I want to do with this is I want to figure out what I want in my scenery here. So I really like these mountains. I really like this little flower. And I think with this is I can still get this tree in there. So I'm gonna flip it around, and I'm gonna do my first cut at 3/4 of an inch. Actually, let me cut this down to 4 first. Let's see. This is 5 1/2. So let me just cut a little bit there, and then move this down, because I don't want to cut that full little tree off, but then I don't want to lose all of my mountain. Now let's see where we are. Because I still need 1 at 4 1/4. So I'll mess with those when I get there. So let's go ahead and just cut these down. I'm gonna do this one at 3/4. And then we'll do another one, but the center one needs to be at 1. So let me cut some of this off, because I really want those trees in there. And so I'm gonna do this one at, I'll do this one at the 1. Just like that, and there's my 1. So I have a 3/4, a 1, and then we're gonna do this one at another 3/4, but I think I'm gonna do the outside edge, because I really want those trees. So see, this is when you have big paper, you kind of just gotta mess around with it until you get your placement. So there, I'll just do it that way. I mean, I could have used my measurements on this side, that would have worked, but of course I have to make everything difficult, because that's how I roll. All right, so there is my other 3/4. Okay, so see how that looks like a pane, a window pane? Okay, we need to cut these 2 outer ones at the 4-inch mark. This one's gonna go to 4 1/4. So I need to cut this one down to 4 1/4, and I want to really keep that sky up there, so that really gives you that scenery look. This one, I think I'm gonna cut off some of that mountain up there, because I like, well, no, I'm gonna go this way. I'm just gonna cut that little bush off. I thought I wanted it, but since you don't really see the flow of it, it's okay to cut that part off. Same with this one. I'm gonna do this one at 4, but make sure I cut off the bottom part. So then we can keep it consistent. Okay, so that looks good like that. So let me move that over. It more or less goes like that though. I had it backwards. Okay, I'll leave that there and quit messing with it. So this is where this paper is going to come in. I am going to cut this. I need 2 strips that are 1. We're going to do the 1. We're going to do the, and I should have cut this lengthwise, but 1 needs to be a little bit longer. So that's why. Okay, so there are my 2 1-inch strips. And then I need 1 at 1 1/4 to cover that center one. Okay, this one now needs to be at 4 1/2 because that is my center. Okay, that's gonna go on this middle one. And then these 2 need to be cut at 4 1/4. So it's just 1/4 inch bigger than my base. So 4 1/4. Okay. All right, now put the trimmer away. And so let's go ahead and add glue to these and get these glued. So watching all of your sides. Hello, Karen. Just like that. Here is that 1/4 inch longer middle one. Okay. Okay, just like that. That's what that's going to look like. So we are going to grab these and place them how we want them on our card. So see how that center one is just 1/4 inch longer. So see how that looks like a window pane, like you're looking out of a window into this scenery in the forest. So let me get these moved where it looks like I have everything in place. So I'm going to take this one and we're going to glue this one down first. Okay, like that. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. I like to do the 2 outsides first because then I can always finagle that center one around to match up on both sides. If I was to do this one first and if I got too much on this side, then it would make this side off. So as long as I do my 2 sides first, then my center one, I know that I can get kind of angled how I need it. Okay. Okay, so there we go. That is our layout for the card. Now, you can leave this just the way it is and just write your sentiment in the inside, which is what I'm going to do because I think as soon as you cover it with maybe one of your, well, let's just look at it. We'll just figure it out here if I can grab it. So you've got all these little different pieces that you could put on here. Now, these would be your parts that you would do your stamping in. Now, this is what I think happens. If I was to add a sentiment to that, I think it takes away from the window pane look. So I think it looks great just like that. You get that full effect. And then you can put your sentiment in the inside. Now, if you guys redo this card and you case it, do it how you want. If you like it with a sentiment on there, then absolutely put a sentiment on there. Maybe you can just stamp something down across the bottom. We do have this stamp set that says happy birthday. Maybe just throw a happy birthday down there at the bottom. I mean, that would work. I'm going to leave it alone. So there is card number 1 that I have decided to make for you guys. Alternative number 1. Okay, so now on to, and all the dimensions, everything will be over on my blog when we are done here. You can check that out, stampinthepinkbarn.com. Okay, so this one we're going to do. So I have brought, and I'm going to be using this card base here. See how I said that this flows all together and it would fold right there in the center. There is a score line right down the center, and then both sides, your front and your back, have a beautiful landscape array on there. But I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to make mine different. So I have brought in a piece of Moody Mauve, and I already have mine scored, but I'm going to tell you guys where you need to score this. So when you slide this in, you're going to score this at 1.5. You're going to score it at the 1.5 mark, and then you're going to move that over to the 4.25 mark, where you would normally put your center score mark. Okay, so 1.5, 4.5. This base is 8.5 by 5.5. Okay, so now what I want to do is let's fold that card base just so you guys can kind of see what I've got going on here. So this is going to get folded in half just like you would with your normal card base, and burnish that. And then this little piece here, this little 1.5, is going to get folded back on itself just like that. Okay, now we're going to do some cutting on this. So my first piece that I need to cut is going to be, now I need to make this by 5.25. So I need to figure out, do I just want to cut off this little strip here? And since it's not really taking off much of the integrity of the card, I'm going to take it off down here because I really love these, this sky scenery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut my first piece at 2 3/4. Just like that. My second piece is going to be 1 1/8. And then my back piece needs to be my inside of my card. So it needs to be 4 by 5.25. We've already cut this to 5.25. So I'm just going to flip this around because I want that little tent and everything in there. And I want my 2 little buffalo. So I'm going to cut that right there and just take that little piece off. So I want this to be my main focal point on the inside of this card. So now what we need to do, so now that we have our 2 3/4 by 5.25, we've got our 1 1/8 by 5.25, and then our 4 by 5.25. Okay. So now what we need to do here is we need to take this piece and we are going to align it, fitting right in between that. Now let me see, because I think I made another one of these. Maybe I didn't bring it over here. I thought I made another one with one of the other bases so I could show you what it looked like on another one, but I don't think I brought it over here. Okay, So what I'm going to do is I am only going to glue this little portion here. This side's going to be flapped up because we've got that, that score mark in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some glue, knowing that I have 1/4 of an inch around the 3 outside edges, but I want that whole inside in. This way, when I place this down, I know I'm not getting glue anywhere that is unwanted. So that's going to go like that. Like I said, this side does not get glued down. Okay. My little, oops, that's not it. My little 1 1/8 is now going to go right in here. So if you lay this down, that way you're making sure this side and your inside are going to line up correctly. So like that, and then we're gonna grab our 4. So you're pretty much taking the same concept of that full base. Instead of folding it in half, you're going to get to see the full width of that beautiful paper on this card, because it's almost just too hard to fold that card in half and not see this back side. Am I doing Memorial Day? I am. That is the day that I am returning on to my Mondays, since I've had to take the last 2 Mondays off. The first Monday, what was it, back on the 15th? That was kind of unexpected because my son got hurt at work. And then the 22nd I had planned off because I went to my demonstrators, my Arizona demonstrators, get together. So I had that one planned for kind of the whole month. So yes, I am going to be back on the 29th. If you guys can't join me on that, you know, you can always watch the replay, but I highly advise you to be live with that with me. I do have a lot of great news that I'm going to be sharing with you. I've got some changes going on with the business and everything that I really want you all to kind of be here to celebrate that with me. But I understand it is a holiday, and it is kind of a big holiday that a lot of people barbecue and have family over and all that kind of stuff. So I 100% get it. You can always watch the replay of it. All right, so that is what our card base looks like. Okay, just like that. So once this is folded, it goes like that, and then when they open it up, they're gonna see this whole beautiful card in the inside. But we want to do something here. So I think I'm going to kind of copy one of their inside fronts. I mean, one of their front bases here. And I think I'm just going to go, I like this because this has got the wild wheat around the edge. And I think I'm going to just place that maybe right down here, because I don't really want to cover up too many of those buffalo, but I definitely want something there. So when somebody comes and opens this, and that kind of covers those trees up too much. Maybe we don't do that one. Maybe we do like what they have on this. And maybe we place the little blue one there. That actually kind of works. And we're gonna do happy birthday because that's the stamp that fits on this sentiment. So since the, we have the copper clay Stampin' Spot that came with this, I'm going to be grabbing my full size copper clay, stamping on this. Just like that. beautiful. All right, let me clean that off really quick because I really got crazy and got ink all over that block. Those new ink pads, they're very juicy. So when you stamp into them, you have to really watch that your blocks don't make a mess everywhere. All right, so we can place this right down here. I like that. We could even take the little banner here that kind of goes with that one and see what we think of putting both. But I think that might be overkill on the yeah, that's too much. It almost takes away from that. Okay, so I'm going to place this here. And then I think I'm gonna do like what they have, and I'm gonna take my little binoculars and place it right there. Now that will be hanging over, and that's okay because when they open up the card, it'll work. All right, so let me just take glue. Again, not gluing down this side because we don't want this card to stay shut. And of course, my glue is going to get all messed up right now. Always seems to happen when I'm on camera. Oh, for the love. Oh gosh, they're all clogged up. Such is luck, I tell you what. It's because I haven't been live the last couple of Mondays, right? We'll just go with that. So my glue is like, payback, you haven't been playing with me. So it's mad at me. We'll just say that. Okay, place that like that. Now, because this folds like this, it's not going to mess with the integrity of this fitting into your envelope if we do it like that. Same with this little pair of binoculars. It's not going to mess with the closing or opening of this when you put it in an envelope or when you stand it up, because then once they open it, it's going to go like that, and this is going to be open anyways, but when it's closed, it will still be able to fit right inside of an envelope. To dress this one up just a bit, I have brought over, since these are all about kind of our in colors, I have brought over my in color dots, and I thought maybe we should add a couple of these on here. So I think I might go with, we don't need a whole heck of a lot, but the yellow I think might be that wild wheat. Pretty, just right there. I just put one of those there, and I think that is enough to bling that up and just add a little bit of something extra to this. Okay, so that is design number 2. Isn't that really cool? Because it really shows off that paper. I love that card base. I hated, you know, when you cut that up and you lose out on all of that. All right, the third one I'm going to be using, this is the Deckled rectangles. Now, I can't remember what this card style is called, but you guys might know when we get going. So my card base is Night of Navy, 8.5 by 5.5. We're gonna fold it in half. Like that. There's my base. And then I have decided to cut the one right here that has the boat on it, the kind of the river look to it. I have cut that in half to give myself my one little piece here, and I'll show you the other card that I made with the other half of this once I get this made. So what I need to do is I need to grab my, let me see here. My cutting plate, because I'm just going to set this on there and get this like this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to grab the largest one. Okay. Then I'm going to grab the second from largest. So I'm going to skip one every time I grab these. So there is the second to largest. I'm going to grab the next one. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do this one. Hold on. I'm not going to do the largest one because it doesn't give me enough gap. I'm going to do the second to largest. Hold on. Let me see what I did on my other card. No, I did do the largest. It just looks a little bit different. All right. So I am using the largest. Sorry, guys. I'm very undecisive today. Then I'm using the second to largest. Or the next one down. And then I'm going to go with this one. So we're skipping every other one. That's right. I did tell you guys that. All right. Just like that. So we've skipped every other one, starting with the largest. And then skip this one, then the next one in, skip, next, skip, and then the following one, and then we're gonna leave the littlest one in there. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right, so that looks good. So I'm just gonna walk this over and cut this out because I don't want to shake the heck out of this, but I think that's gonna work perfect. Okay, and then when I come back, I will show you exactly what this looks like all cut out. I'm very brave. I'm not using any washi tape on this. So I'm just kind of winging it here. All right, so now let me bring this over and show you guys what it looks like once it's cut out. Okay, so now we're gonna take all these off. It was so funny before I came over here to do this video. We were all enthralled in watching, I needed to catch up on Sister Wives. And it was so funny because my husband was even sitting there watching it with us. He's normally like, ooh, that's a chick flick. Who watches that? Well, buddy, we got you hooked. So he was watching Sister Wives. It was kind of funny. Okay, so I'm going to take the outside layer off. I don't need that. And then I will then take this layer and it will get put right like that. Make sure my glue's working. It's going to go straight down on with glue. Now watching all of my edges here to make sure I get this on here straight. Just like that. Okay, the next layer, I'm going to grab my mini glue dots and I'm going to cut some of these, put that there. These little tiny pieces come in so handy for the edges of like a little frame like this, because they just fit right in there perfectly. All right, like that. Hello, Kim. Hello, Patty. Okay, so just take all these little backings off. Where is my take your pick? Ah, they're stuck to me. Let's do it this way. That's a little bit easier. And then they all are stuck to me. Then you can just grab them all off of there and throw them all away. And I think I missed one. Yep, I missed this one right here. There we go. All right, now this one is going to get laid right like it is inside of that. Okay, just like that, but it's popped up. Then the next one is going to get glued. Right? I know. You know what's really embarrassing is I find them on the seat of my car, so I know it's been stuck to my butt. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've probably been walking around with this goofy little tag stuck to my butt. Nobody is brave enough to say anything, so I'm like, I have this little white, you know, octagon, hexagon, whatever that shape is, stuck to my butt. Okay, then we're gonna take this last little center one, and because it's not super narrow or anything, I'm gonna grab just 3 of my regular size dimensionals. Oh yeah, I find them all over my house too. They'll be, you know, they've got to get stuck to the bottom of my shoe or something, and then I just track them all over the place. So I feel your struggles on that one. Okay, that is gonna go right there. And look how cool that is, where it really gives it some really cool dimension. And then I'm just going to take, remember how I said I had this little scrap of white? I'm going to take this, let's move this out of the way. And I'm just gonna cut a little thin strip. Let's see. I'm gonna use the happy birthday again because I love all this blue and I think it's gonna make a wonderful masculine card. So I think I'm gonna need this at 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just gonna go like that and then take my, I need, I'm gonna use Night of Navy. So I am not going to be using the copper clay, or actually, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will, because my other one, I used Night of Navy. So I think it might be cool to show you guys the difference with the 2 different inks. So let's grab the copper clay and do that on this one this time, because the little canoe does have that copper clay in it. So let's take this and go like right towards the edge. Okay, there we are. Yep, right? Absolutely, it does. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this and cut it just a little bit longer, because I'm going to grab my snips and come in here and cut a little flag on this, just like that. Oops, I want it a little bit further in. There we go. That'll work. Oh, Jeez. All right, that's much better. And I think I'm gonna put it, I don't want it quite in the center, but I don't want it too far down where we're gonna cover our canoe. So I think I'm gonna keep it kind of up here higher. So I'm gonna put glue right here because I know that's going on this that's already been popped up. And then I need to cut another little piece of this dimensional because it's gonna be sitting on the outside that is not popped up. Okay, and we'll call that good. And then I'm gonna take it all the way to the edge of this card, just like that. And voila. I love the look of this card. Now here's the other one that I did in with the Night of Navy, so you can kind of see the difference. I should have probably cut that a little bit narrower, but oh well, it is what it is. But yes, aren't those so cool? And that is using both sides of that card base. So I got 2 cards out of the 1 card base. And I love that I can do that because now I've got 2, you know, very beautiful cards that can be ready to go. I just need to put some insides in these, and it really grabs your eye with these different up and down layers. Now, the one thing that I did do different that I didn't do on this one for you guys is I took some Night of Navy and I took my little finger dauber and I distressed the outside of each one of these layers with some Night of Navy just to kind of add a little bit of pop to that so you could really see the dimension in that, which I didn't do over here. But this one is a little bit more busy because you've got the rocks, you've got that canoe that I didn't want to take anything away from that beautiful scenery. So that is design number 3. Okay, so now I have a really cool project. Well, I wish I could show you the whole project, but my Amazon order got a little bit delayed, which, you know, it happens. And I will, one of these days, as soon as it comes, show you guys the full project. And I will add the project once it is completed over on my blog. I will show you the idea, and then you guys can kind of get a clue of what I'm doing with this. So I am using a 12 by 12. Now I have ordered some 12 by 12 frames, and this is going to be kind of like it's not a scrapbook page because I normally do scrapbook pages, but I didn't want to take away from any of these landscapes. I wanted to be able to see them because remember how I told you when I first saw this kit, I wanted to frame each one of the card fronts. This way, I'm going to be able to see the card fronts on my 12 by 12. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I have a little piece of scrap here. So what I have done is I have taken I've taken some mossy meadow. And I have cut those out just like that. Now these measure, these are 4 5/8 by 4 5/8. Okay, then my next layers, I have taken white cardstock and those will go down next. And then I have one more here that I have behind my other little base. Okay, now those are not straight, but you get the gist of what I'm doing here because none of this is straight yet. And then I have taken, now these here, these pieces, the white is 4 3/8 by 4 3/8. So they're a quarter 1/4 of an inch smaller than the green. And then I have cut these down to, these are 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I can just arrange these. So there's just gonna be a little tiny 1/8 of an inch around my bases here. I think I'm gonna do this one up here and then this one down here. Now I debated whether or not I wanted the green or I wanted the blue. Do I have a piece of boho blue sitting here? I know she's got it here, but I just gotta find it. Well, oh, here it is. Maybe it's over here. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so I was going to do the boho blue, but then I didn't quite like the way that it sat on that gray. And it really kind of took away. So let me move this. I even tried Night of Navy. So if I was to have this here, it kind of took away because of it's too much blue, I thought. So I really liked that darker green. Now, maybe you like that blue and maybe that gives you an idea of what it would look like with the boho blue behind there, because that is one of the colors that coordinates with this. So there's that. Then I took a piece of the envelope and I cut it as well to that same size. And this is where I'm gonna have kind of my, my sentiment on this. I'm gonna take it like that. I'm gonna put my little piece there. I'm gonna wrap some twine around that. And then I thought with these little pieces here, I could take kind of like how they have on here, but minus these sentiments, and just kind of add these to like, I don't like that one on that. Just kind of add it here, but pop them up. So they definitely have that dimension to them. I kind of liked this one on this because of the fact that it okay, that one looks better up there, that one looks there. And then that's what I brought this little scrap piece of white over here, is so I can stamp my mug, but then I need to stamp my sentiment up in this little piece here, because I really want the sentiment to say, life is meant for good friends and great adventures on this photo frame. And I am going to use the Night of Navy. Or maybe I need to use Mossy. I think I'm gonna use Mossy actually to tie all this green together. So let me grab my Mossy Meadow. Oops, did I just whack you guys with my head? There we go. That's perfect. And you know what else I think I might do? I know this has got the wild weed around it, but I'm just gonna take my edges and just kind of distress the edge of that, just to kind of make that stand out on that white. Okay, much better. Okay, that kind of makes that pop a little bit more. And then I want to take my ribbon here. I'm gonna slide this over and grab my memento and stamp the boot. I want the coffee mug, but the coffee mug I'm gonna actually stamp in the copper clay. Where did I just put the copper clay? Oh, I put it away. Or no, I don't. I want it in the Moody. Okay, so here's my mug. I'm just gonna stamp it right on there. Okay, then I need my boot. And I'm gonna stamp my boot in Memento. Okay, that's stamped perfect. And I already have my little compass, so I'm not gonna stamp the compass. And then we need to take some snips here. I am going to color this boot in, so I'm going to grab some crumb cake. I think I'm gonna do the dark crumb cake for this. At least add a little bit of texture around the bottom part of this boot. Okay, like that. And then take the light crumb cake. Oops, can you guys even see what I'm doing, or am I way too far away here? Okay, like that. And then I'm gonna grab some, let's grab the Mossy Meadow. And I'm gonna actually add some of the light Mossy to the back here, into the toe. Just like that. And then I think I'm gonna do this up here with the light crumb cake. And then I think I might take the light crumb cake in here. Just like that. And then we can cut these out. I'm not a big fan of fussy cutting, but these are pretty easy shapes that I think I can handle. And I will not be cutting out the handle of that cup because that is just beyond me wanting to cut. Okay, there is my little mug. So that might just set somewhere over there. I don't know. I'll have to mess with them because I don't like the mug on that one. Maybe we need the mug up here. A mugga. Okay, and the little hiking boot. Maybe the hiking boot will be better over there. I just don't want to take anything away from that canoe. So maybe that one just doesn't get anything on it. Or I'll probably mess with it 25 times before I figure out actually how I want it. Okay. Then we can take the boot and just kind of put the boot, you know, just something like that. Like I said, I'll probably mess with it 15 times before it's actually done. I am gonna take some of that twine, that linen thread, I mean. Why I always think it's twine, I don't know. Okay, so we'll go like that. We'll raise some of those up. Where did I plate? There it is. And so maybe I just need something so this doesn't seem like it's just sitting out in limbo. Maybe I need to take just something as little as a couple rounds of this, stick it behind that, and then maybe place it down, and maybe that'll make it look a little bit better. Obviously that's messy, but you get what I'm saying, to just put like a little round of that behind there to give it more of a rugged look. But I am going to take this and I am going to wrap it around this little piece twice, like that, and then I need to cut that. And then I am going to take a piece of Scotch tape and add that to the back and hold those two pieces down. Like that. And then move those around a bit so I can find out how we're gonna do that. And then I brought over my, well, where did I put it? Oh, it's sitting right in front of me. I brought over my little bow jig, and I am going to do a little double bow here. Tie this right in the center. Okay, like that. And look, I made a mess moving that stuff all around, but that's okay. We can fix it. And then kind of move my little double bow around here a little bit. Then I'm gonna take a little glue dot and roll it up like a little taco, like that. Put it on the back side of my bow. Just like that. And then this is going to go on the center of this, just like that. Let's move this down just a skosh. Okay, so let's take these and put these two together so you can at least see one of them done. Okay, this is then going to get popped up. So let me grab my dimensionals. Where did I put them? They're probably laying around here somewhere. Oh my goodness. They're probably underneath here. No, they're not. Oh, where did my dimensionals go? There they are. Okay, so let's put some dimensionals on here. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut, again, a couple of these because I need to put a couple of them right above the linen thread that I wrapped around there. Okay, because I really want this sentiment to be stable on this little piece. So I'm gonna place that right there. And then we're going to glue this right there. There we go. All right, so you can kind of see how that's going to look when it's all straight. And then, like I said, I might throw some of this behind those, or I may not even put, maybe that one needs to go over there, and the hiking boot needs to go on this one. I kind of think now, because this looks like you're hiking, this one looks like you're more on a boat and you need a compass to know where you're going. This one, you're gonna be using your binoculars to look at your buffalo. And then I gotta find something to put up here. So maybe, hello, Vicky. Maybe I can do, maybe I can do another one of these little, well, no, that looks too close to that one. Oh no, that's right, I had my coffee cup. See, I can do my little coffee cup there. That looks cute. And then maybe I can do some little squiggles coming up like it looks like it is some steaming coffee. I don't know, I'll figure something else. I'll figure something out. And then maybe a cheers to another adventure, I don't know. All right, so there is that is going to be my project that will go on the wall in my 12 by 12 frame, so I can then see kind of the beauty of all of these different cards that came in this paper pumpkin, because I truly do. You know what? Or maybe I just don't even put any of those on there and just leave it like that. Because now that I'm looking at it in my camera, I kind of like it better like this. Maybe I just throw some of these on here and make it look like it is a, what do you guys think? Help me out here. Help a sister out. What do you guys think? Do you like it with those little things on each one? Or do you think it looks better just kind of, or maybe just take those two off and just kind of pop those up and just keep them up there? What do you guys think? Help me out. Let me know. You like it like this? Okay. So don't add these little goofies on here. I think it would look better if there was like a sentiment across there and then you added something like this, because I think it almost covers up too much of the beauty of these. I think I like it too. I think you're right, Peggy. All right, so that is my kind of 3D project, I guess you would call it. That is gonna go in my 12 by 12 frame. Here is my first alternative, which was my window pane. Then I created this really neat little fun fold to really show off that gorgeous paper. So there is that as project number 2. And then we have got the, I don't know, pop-up, I don't know what you want to call it. Hello, Danette. And then there is project number 3. And I'll bring in the other one too so you guys can see the difference between the Night of Navy ink or the copper clay, which I don't remember who said the copper clay, that it looked better with the canoe. Kim said that, yeah. With the copper clay stamped image looks much better with the canoe, but the front side of that card base did not have the canoe on there, and I just thought it went really well with that paper. So there are my alternatives for the in color our Exploring in Color Paper Pumpkin Kit. And look how cool that box is too. That box is so beautiful as well. It really has the overall look of what all these cards look like. So thank you guys so much for coming in here and enjoying your evening, or, you know, if you didn't enjoy yourself, I'm sorry, but hopefully you enjoyed spending your evening with me and watching me make some really different cards for this paper pumpkin. I so enjoy coming up with these for you guys and just showing you kind of a little bit of something different to kind of expand your paper pumpkin kits. And that's kind of what I enjoy doing with mine. All right, you guys, have a wonderful weekend, and I will be back with you guys on Monday, and I will see you guys then. All right, you guys, take care. Bye-bye.